That is right. Joining me now is dog behavioural consultant Kelly McFarlane. Good morning, Kelly.
Good morning.
You have just come back from quite the incredible trip, let me get this right, to Canada and Alaska.
Yes.
You're surprised by how accepted dogs were in the public spaces and how well behaved they were.
I know. I think maybe we could learn something over here in New Zealand. So, I thought I'll come and share what I've seen.
Well, they can just go anywhere in Canada, or how does it work?
Yeah, pretty much. I was actually blown away to, you kind of just walking down the street, all the shops have got their doors open for the dogs to actually go into the shops. And, they've even got their little pit stop, or they call them puppy pit stops. And, the dog can go in and have a biscuit while they're in the shop and mum and dad's shopping around. So it's a great way to obviously get people to spend money in your store. And these are just, I'm not talking pet stores. These are just clothing stores. Yeah, just anywhere you want to go.
And also a great way for you to take your dog out for a walk and not have to worry about what you're going to do with it. So why do you think the dogs are so well behaved though?
I think a lot of it, to be honest, and this is only going off what I've seen. So, some people may say I've got my rose-tinted glasses on, but as a trainer to go there, these dogs are very well socialised, and I really believe it's because they can get out, from the minute they're pretty much into their new little home as a puppy. You can take your dog anywhere. Yeah. And, for me, that's massive. That's a huge thing.
Because a lot of time in New Zealand, we won't take our dogs somewhere because we know, we can't probably go into that cafe unless we get a table outside. They're not going to, and all sorts of things. That's a factor, isn't it?
Yeah, and I think, people have to remember a social dog's not a dog that'll just play with other dogs. It's a dog that's set up for life to be able to pretty much go everywhere, cope with all these situations. I mean, there was a guy there, I was on this suspension bridge, it was a rather long bridge, very high up, and there was a guy there having a day out with his dog, and he's having selfies with his dog, and him and his dog are on this bridge having a fantastic time. And so for me, I mean, that was
and there's Kelly gripping onto the sides going, this is really high,
and laughing at them having a wonderful time. So
you, speaking of well-trained dogs, you managed to spend time with the Huskies in Alaska dog sledding. Yes. What was that like?
It was honestly just phenomenal. It was something I've always wanted to do, and that's two of the team.
What's on their feet?
They've got their own little booties on. Yeah, cool. So we had a team of 9, but usually they can run with anything from 11 dogs up. So
wow, that's phenomenal. So what were the conditions like where the dogs lived?
So as you can see, it was a lot of snow. The dogs, the Huskies themselves, there's 120 of them in that particular camp, and they've got their own little igloos as well, which they each live in. And also for these dogs, they're actually at their most happiest when the temperature's minus 10 degrees. For them, that's perfect conditions for these dogs.
They like the cold?
Yeah, they love the cold.
They'd have to, really, wouldn't they?
Yes.
Do they race in official dog sledding races?
They do, yes. So some of the dogs do run in teams. It's usually every year, and they run 1,000 miles across the Arctic tundra.
Yeah,
so it's pretty
1,000 miles.
Yeah. So it's pretty full on. One of those particular teams that I met, they actually came. I think it was 4th. They came in that race, which is phenomenal. So yeah.
Wow. Was it a bucket list kind of a trip for you?
Oh yeah. I go back tomorrow.
So do you think our dogs at home need to maybe get a bit of a job to keep them busy as well?
Well, I think, any dog, the main thing is you look at their environment and what they need. And obviously for us, we do see certain breeds of dogs with issues. And, when you actually then look at that particular breed in their own environment that they're actually bred for, you're just not seeing those issues. So I think dogs do well with a job. There are some that would like to be, have a lazy job and hang out on the couch with you, and that's fine.
Yeah, that's my dog's job, guarding the sofa. Yeah. So what sort of behaviour would you see in your dog if they are bored?
Oh, for some, it can be anything from destructive behaviour, and, for some dogs, again, especially if they're left alone, so you can get a lot of barking, and that's where we get the nuisance issues. And these are not dogs that are so-called anxious and suffering with separation anxiety. These are dogs that are purely bored.
So apart from going for a walk, what other things could you do to sort of maybe keep them interested?
I think, if you've got dogs that are very much, what we would class as, say, the nose dogs, so they want to do work with their noses, they're all about the scent, you can actually set up, especially if you've got children in your house as well, you can set up little treasure hunts for them to find stuff. Again, a lot of dogs love that kind of thing. If it's a dog that loves to dig, instead of digging up your garden, give them an actual proper digging pit for them to get into and find any particular treasures in there. So, you know, look at what your dog enjoys, and also bear in mind that sometimes the behaviours they're displaying are actually not problematic. It's just
the dog.
They're just the dog, yeah, and that's what they like to do. So let them do
excellent.
it.
Well, I think I can definitely set up a treasure hunt for my dog if it involved old lunches left in children's bags. I'd be really good at that one. Hey, Kelly, thank you. Your trip looked absolutely incredible. Thanks for joining us. And Pet Corner is brought to us by Eukanuba, who have recently made some great improvements to their diets. Visit their website, eukanuba.co.nz/whyeukanuba.